If you're a commander who values knowing what's happening on the battlefield before committing your lances, the Marauder may be the perfect mech for you. Its range and superior armor is perfect for being able to take in the big picture as the battle unfolds, and then help take down priority targets. Let's go over everything you need to know about the Marauder in BattleTech Classic, and how to use it to its maximum potential. After that, I'll show you an experimental design that'll make it harder, better, faster, stronger. Production year, 2819, Star League era. Name, Marauder, MAD-3R. Weight, 75 tons. Faction, all inner sphere. Role, sniper. Armed with 2 Magna Hellstar PPCs and a General Motors Whirlwind Autocannon 5, the Marauder is a battle mech meant to fight at medium to long range. Later in the battle, it can also swap to its Magna Mark II medium lasers to finish off its victims, or use them as a backup weapon if enemies close to short range. Originally meant to usher in a whole new generation of advanced mech designs, production of the Marauder during the Star League era was cut short due to the outbreak of the Amara Civil War. Sadly, the Marauder's effectiveness was its own downfall. The Marauders that had been produced were used time and time again as a frontline shock troop. By the Second Succession War, technological decline resulted in the ER-PPC and double heatsink 2Rs being downgraded to the single heatsinked standard PPC 3R that we now know. Despite its reduced effectiveness, the Marauder still retains its fearsome reputation. The Great Houses jealously guard this now impossible to recreate design. Availability ranges from 2 to 7% of all heavy mechs deployed by the Great Houses, but only makes up 1% of all heavy mechs on the mercenary market. If we want one, Commander, it's more than likely we'll have to pry it from someone else's cold dead fingers. Offensively, the modern 3R design has suffered quite a bit from the Succession Wars. It's now a far cry from its former Star League glory days, where it was the favored weapon of the legendary gunslingers. The single heatsinks of the 3R forced the Marauder to shoot its PPCs in a slower 1-2-1-2 pattern, rather than the more consistent volleys of other mechs. This results in the Marauder having the worst penetration out of the double or triple PPC armed mechs, and only average damage. The Marauder does make things up on the defensive side though. While it does have an ammunition vulnerability on the left torso, this is much less serious than other mechs because of the advanced Valiant lamellar armor. Analysis shows the slope design of this armor has a 20 to 30% chance of halving incoming damage and penetration. This gives the Marauder the best armor efficiency ratio out of all other PPC mechs, and makes it very good at striking off return fire when dueling at long to medium ranges. Mobility-wise, the Marauder is slightly below average by Succession War standards. Its 4-6 movement, combined with its heat issues, means it'll keep up with the main battle line outside of combat, but may struggle to move once the fight starts. Like all main battle line mechs, it also has the risk of being flanked or overrun should the fight be going badly. In lance compositions, the Marauder provides range damage for its unit. It brings a decent amount of piercing damage and carries an advanced communications gear to assist the commander who pilots it. A balanced lance composition will create a solid front line for the Marauder to fight behind, by having a brawler mech like a Thunderbolt and a bodyguard mech to accompany it like a Centurion. To round out the lance, a skirmisher like a Wolverine will let the unit flank and pursue enemy mechs. While I have yet to analyze all the heavy mechs available to us, Commander, I feel rating the Marauder an A-tier mech as an initial grade is okay for now, but it only barely makes the cut. Its offense is on the borderline of A because of its heat issues, and its defense, while very good, is not perfect because of the unpadded ammunition on the left torso. It's very likely to be regraded either B+ or A- in the upcoming heavy tier list. When looking at variants, House Davion's Marauder 3D solves quite a few problems. Bringing the heat sinks up to 20 allows the variant to shoot both its PPCs with 0 heat gain. This significantly increases its penetration power, with only a modest drop in total sustained damage. I think the MechTechs and I have created a design that's even better for a mercenary company like ours though, but first let's go over how to pilot the original design to its maximum potential. Proper use of the Marauder starts before any mechs have deployed to the battlefield. Lancemates should enable the Marauder to stay stationary and focus on shooting. Because of its excellent defense, pilots should rarely back down from a long to mid-range duel, but instead stand tall and trade with other enemy mechs. The sloped armor of the Marauder will deflect many shots that would puncture a lesser made design. As mechs are entering the battlefield, the Marauder should deploy late in the initiative to try to hide where it'll be setting up. Its first priority is to predict the location where the main fight will take place and run to favorable terrain overlooking that location. The ideal position will have 3 characteristics. 1. A clear line of sight within 7 to 12 hexes where slow enemy heavies and assaults will end up fighting from. 2. In defensive terrain like woods or partial cover, preferably with elevation. 3. Behind friendly brawlers and bodyguards. As the fight opens at long and medium range, the Marauder should run to position and fire a single PPC and AC-5 along the way. Once in position, it should alternate firing one PPC and its AC-5, then two PPCs and its AC-5. Pilot should note firing all three of its main weapons will net a total heat of 5 and slow the Marauder down. So if a situation comes up where it needs to reposition, it should fire a weapon combination that'll lower its heat to 4 or below before it moves. While shooting, Marauder pilots should also judge the speed at which the enemy is closing. If the pilot thinks their target will cross over from long to medium range on the next turn, they should consider resetting their heat early by firing an AC-5 and one PPC so they can fire all three weapons on their following turn at an increased accuracy. A similar consideration is made when the enemy crosses over from medium to brawl range, but here the pilot has two choices. It can either continue to fire two PPCs and push its heat up to 15 if it still needs to penetrate armor, or it can cool down before swapping to firing their medium lasers if the target has exposed structure. While the Marauder isn't the best at finishing a mech off, it can help its lancemates do this to a limited degree. By the way, Commander, if you'd like to hire me onto your mercenary company's advisory staff, all you need to do is subscribe. Now let's go over to the mech bay, and I'll show you a simple refit that tunes the Davion into a slightly more efficient design. We're designating this experimental Marauder MAD/X1 and naming it Hadoken. We're removing the inefficient AC-5 for a large laser, 3 heat sinks, and a ton of armor. The refit is an affordable 116,000 C-bills, or 1.75% of the mech's original cost. It's a 9-day, Class C facility refit, meaning we can get it done in any transport bay, field workshop, or mobile field base. The additional heat sinks increase the number of piercing attacks the Marauder can make over the course of a battle. Defense also improves by removing the possibility of ammunition explosion. The increase in armor is also multiplied by the Marauder's outstanding narrow low profile. While overall damage drops approximately 5% when compared to the original 3R, I believe this is a minor trade-off for the benefits received.